Yo, so wagwan my people and welcome back. And in today's tutorial, it's all about creating melodies. I'm going to break down how I make phrases or short 8-bar melody loops. Let's not waste any more time and get straight into it. So whenever it comes to creating melodies, for me, what I find is the most important thing to focus on is sound selection. This is what gives you a solid foundation when it comes to creating melodies. Because no matter how good your melodies are, if your sound selection isn't on par, your melodies are not going to sound good. So it's all about finding good sounds that match your taste. Then once you have found those sounds and you've got a good sound selection, your melodies will be fire. To start with, I've already gone ahead and found some sounds. Now this sound I created myself in Omnisphere, so I'm not going to get too much into how I created this sound. If you want me to do a sound design tutorial on how I create one shots, I will do a separate video. Just leave a comment if you'd like me to do that, and I'll go into how I sound design one shots. Now what I'm currently working on is a Omnisphere multi-preset bank. Now what a multi-preset is, it's a bunch of sounds layered on top of each other, and this is one of the sounds that I've created, and this is what it sounds like. Now, already from the get-go, as I'm hearing that sound, there are a lot of ideas going through my mind. I can just feel and just see where the music's going to go, and this is all to do with sound selection. What I'm going to do is now I'm going to lay down a melody, and to lay down a melody I'm going to pick a scale, which leads me on to my second point. I would highly recommend that you learn a scale. A scale is a set of notes and chords within a piano scale. Each scale has its own notes and chords, and you can play any note or chords within that scale. And for me, I've learnt the C sharp minor scale and the F sharp minor scale. You can choose whichever scale that you like, but I just find with these two scales, I really like them and I've been using them for a very long time. So whenever I'm playing the keys, it's not something I have to think about. I can just do it subconsciously. What happens then is you become more in tune with your tastes. You begin to discover how you like to hear sounds. This is why I can't stress enough. The two focus points are sound selection and learning how to play keys, and then from there everything else just falls into place. So with all that being said, I'm going to lay down a quick melody, and I'm going to be working in the scale of C sharp minor. See, I just like those two notes, so I'm going to lay that down as a foundation. Now, as you can see here, some of the notes are slightly off grid. Let me just zoom in. So as you can see here at the start and here and also there, the notes are just slightly off grid. I like to leave it like this most of the time, as long as it's in time. Sometimes, in fact most of the time, I don't like my notes to be on the grid all the time, and the reason why that is, it gives your music a human feel. How the way I think about it is, picture a band. You got the drummer, you got the guitar player, and then you've got somebody playing the keyboard or the piano. And as they're all playing, not everybody's playing bang on the grid. Some of the notes or even some of the drums are just slightly off, but it's still in time. And this is what gives the music a really unique bounce and a unique creativeness. This is why I like to leave some of my notes just slightly off grid. And as you can see, it's just a 4-bar pattern. Now, I like to work like this because it keeps things simple, and if I want to expand later on, it's just a matter of copy and pasting, and then I can make changes to each part as I go along. So I'm happy with this. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to play a few more notes and see if I can add some more layers. like that. I'm going to put that in. I'm liking what I've got so far, but I still feel like the melody isn't finished just yet. So I'm going to play around with a few more notes and see if I can come up with some more interesting ideas. So I'm going to record this note in C#1. I like that. So I'm going to record these two top notes in. So I'm happy with what I've got so far. I feel like I've got a good solid foundation. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add another layer. So I'm going to find a preset or a one shot. So here I'm in Analog Lab, and as you can see I'm in this bank called Multi-Keys. Now this Analog Lab sound kit was made by Kion. The link for this sound kit will be in the description box below, so go and check that out, as there are some sick multi-keys in here and they sound, they just sound cold. I'm going to flick through and see what sounds I can find. I've found this preset here called Bedtime Story, so I'm going to play around with some of the notes and see what I can come up with. Yeah. So I'm going to record that in. So I'm happy with what I've got there, and I do want to add just one more sound. I feel like it needs just something in the lower octaves just to give it that body what it's missing. So I'm going to find another one shot or a preset. I found this preset called Hybrid Dreams. Now it's from this sound bank called Synth Palace vintage_1. The link for this sound kit will be in the description box below, so go and check that out, as there are some sick sounds in this sound kit. So I'm going to play around with some of these notes and see what I can find. Yeah, I'm happy with that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to record that in now. Prefer these second notes. So I'm going to go back to this second melody here and see if I can add some more notes in, because I can hear something. Yeah. Okay, let's record that in. I'm happy with how the way everything has turned out. I feel like I've got a good solid foundation from my sound selection. Now what I want to do is I want to bounce everything down to a single audio file and then process it some more. So to do that, highlight everything, right click, go to bounce in place, and let's give it a name. I'll just call it Omni sample. Now it's bounced it down to an audio file. Now what I want to do is I want to try playing about with the pitch, adding some effects, chopping it up and rearranging it, and see what I can come up with. So the first thing I started with is adding some effects. Now this is Cymatics Illusions VST, and it's a creative, unique delay plugin. I found this preset, have a listen. Yeah, I'm feeling that. Now I'm going to add some Portal. So in Portal, I've found this preset right here called 9Hawk, which is from the Accent Essentials Volume 2 kit. The link for this library will be in the description box below, and this is what it sounds like. I will bypass the Cymatics plugin so you can hear it clearly, and I put the dry and wet all the way to 100% so you can hear purely the Portal effect. I like that, it sounds really interesting and it's very unique, but it's a bit too much. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to dial back the dry and wet. Let's try around 30% and have a listen. Yeah. Now you can hear there at 30%, the Portal effect, it sounds musical, it's got rhythm to it, it's got bounce, but at 100% it was too much, it was overpowering. But I heard the potential in it, it's just about doing it to taste. So I'm really happy with this Portal effect. I'm going to turn back on the Cymatics plugin now and play the both of them together. Yeah. Now I want to add one more effect. I'm thinking to add halftime. The reason why I'm adding it is because I want to add a unique bounce and a different rhythm to this sample. So on the mode, I'm going to pull it on 1.5, and then on the loop speed, I'm going to set it to half. Now have a listen to this. Yeah. Now I'm happy with that. It's got texture, it's got rhythm, it's got bounce, and it's all started from good sound selection and then applying effects. It's got a lot of potential. I would like to try one more thing, and that is to bounce it down to audio with the effects on it, pulling it in reverse, or see if I can chop it and rearrange it. So let's bounce it in place. Now it's bounced down with the effects on it. Now let's try pulling it in reverse. Okay, I am hearing some potential there. Let me just shorten the cycle range to about here. I'm feeling that. I'm going to chop it all up into 2 bars each. Move this along here. Duplicate this. And then on the last 2 bars, I want to give it a different variation. So let's try bringing in this last section here. Now let's have a listen to that. Yeah, I'm feeling that. But I can hear some clicks and pops in there. And to get rid of those, you highlight it, come over to here where it says fade in and fade out, and just go up to number 1 on the fade in and go up to number 1 on the fade out. And now it will have a smoother transition on each part, so those clicks and pops won't be there now. happy with that. What I want to do now is, to finish it off, I just want to change the pitch. So I'm going to add a pitch plugin. So after some experimentation, I found that going at one semitone is what gives it the right energy and the right feel for me. And with that being said, I am happy with how the way it turned out. This is how I make my phrases, or even melodies, or even accents as well. Now always remember, the most important thing is sound selection. Make sure you've got good sound selection. After that, learn a scale. So pick a scale, any one that you want to choose from, and practice it. At least then you will know what notes and what chords to press. And then the third thing is layering. So adding different layers to your melodies. Don't be afraid to experiment with the different layers. Once you have those three things in place and you've got a good solid foundation, then you can take it to that next level by bouncing it down to audio and then adding effects and then process it even more. With all that being said, I hope that you liked the tutorial, but more importantly, I hope that you've learned something. And until next time, peace out.